Hey there, it's Social Communications. Welcome back to another mini rant. This time I'm talking about Marvel Comics. And mainly, why are they being so PC? Like, stop being so PC, Marvel. Why are you being so PC, brah? Seriously, because it's really gotten out of hand. I didn't even know how out of hand it got until I just saw a news article. There's a little, it's not really new news for a lot of Marvel fans, for comic book, you know, uh, aficionados out there, but it was new news to me that Wolverine, well, I guess in one spin-off comic, is now X-23, who I know who X-23 is. She's a clone of Logan, and I was fine with her when she's just X-23, but now she's wearing Wolverine's costume and she's being called the all-new Wolverine. I'm not making that up either because the name of the comic is All New Wolverine. It's not really all new. It's X-23 just cosplaying as Wolverine, wearing the same outfit, the yellow and the yellow spandex and everything. Um, what the fuck? Pretty much that's what this is. This is a what the fuck, Marvel. Um, and it doesn't stop there. I mean, they're doing this whole series of comics where they're called the Legacy series, where the whole point of the comics is that the heroes that we know and love are being replaced by other people. Really, that's what it is. And you do have like a few, the spin-off comics that have the classics that, like Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and so forth and so on. But at the same time, it's just a little bit too much for me. I'm just like, why are we doing this? And even Spider-Man, they're doing. I mean, Spider-Man to me, you have Miles Morales, who's Hispanic and black, which hey, that's no problem. I'm not trying to. But the thing is, I don't have a problem with trying to be progressive. I think that's a good thing. But there's also, I do have a problem though with being progressive just for the sake of being progressive. And that's what it seems like with Marvel Comics right now. They're just being PC for PC's sake. They're being politically correct just for the sake of being politically correct. Because I guess that's what seems to be popular. The sales of the Thor comic, where Thor was turned into a woman, or it's pretty much what it is. It was the character that it's the character that Natalie Portman plays in the Thor films. She's her character ends up finding the hammer, and yeah, Jane Foster. She's suffering from cancer, and she finds Thor's hammer and gets correct. She's deemed worthy of it, and she becomes Thor. She gets Thor's powers. Um, So that's pretty much what Thor is in this spin-off Legacy series, and there's even comics where no, I think she's got the hots for the new Captain America, which is played by Falcon. So yeah, the whole thing is about being replaced. All these characters that we know and love, like Peter Parker and the Steve Rogers and all that. They're being either gender swapped or they're just being replaced by a different character. And it's either gender swapped or race swapped, and it's honestly it's kind of. I think like I said, it's progressive for progressive's sake, but I think it's also a problem because it seems like they're just doing it to make money. And I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they're marketing equal rights, that they're just deciding, hey, we're gonna make all these comics have equality and all of this, but we're mainly doing it to make money. We're not doing it to really be progressive and to be politically correct and to have these comic book characters have equal rights and things like that, and to have all these different nationalities. We're just doing it because it makes money. The Thor comics sold like gangbusters with Jane Foster as Thor. So what we're gonna do, hey, let's go crazy and let's just end up making as many different changes in the nationalities and to the race as we possibly can to cash in on this new craze. And that's kind of what comics do. That's what they do. Comics are struggling, and to sell things, but I just think it's a bit it's overboard. It's too much. It's over the top. It's it's way too much. I mean, they got Wolverine is a woman now. You got Thor's a woman whose alter ego has breast cancer. Captain America is African American. He's played by Falcon. Miss Marvel is a Pakistani American girl. Spider-Man is now half black and half Latino because he's Miles Morales. Captain Marvel is a woman, and she's been a woman before, but you know that's not nothing really new, but you haven't really seen a male Captain Marvel in what seems like fucking 2 or 3 decades. Um, and then Star-Lord just recently got replaced by his wife. So there's that. So you got this crazy, and in Spider-Man, you have multiple different, you have Spider-Gwen, which is an alternate universe where Gwen Stacy gets bit by a spider, and she's Spider-Man, technically. She's the Spider-Man. She's a Spider-Woman of that, Spider-Girl of that generation, of that timeline. And then you have Spider-Man Peter Parker in one recent comic, I kid you not. He's like fucking Tony Stark Jr. and he has his own corporation and he has all these other Spider-Men who go in and don the costume and then go fight crime across the world, which I'm like, Spider-Man isn't Tony Stark! Like, what the hell? So, and then you have like an Asian Hulk, because why not? You know, because we're PC, brah. With the totally awesome Hulk, with Amadeus Cho, who plays the Hulk. And it's just fucking terrible. He looks like the Miz on steroids of the fucking faux Hulk. I hate the Miz! Fuck the Miz. Fuck this Hulk. It's not the Hulk. What the hell is this shit? The Hulk is Bruce Banner. It's not Amadeus Cho. It's not anybody else. It's Bruce Banner. Yeah, the totally awesome Hulk. Stupid title, too. He's not that awesome. He's got a fucking faux hawk. And why is he Asian? He's just Asian because, fuck it, he's Asian. That's what it is. That's what it seems like to me. That's why I'm ranting on this, because it's gotten out of hand. It's like they have a whole comic series devoted just to changing the races and genders and of our beloved Marvel characters. Just because, hey, fuck it, we can do it. We might as well. We're running out of ideas. And those Thor comics where Thor's a woman sold really well, so there we go. And it's gotten Blade's gonna have a comic now where it's gonna be about his daughter. Well, I didn't even know he had a fucking daughter, but now his daughter's gonna be the new Blade. That's what I'm talking about. It's getting way out of hand. It's like Disney took over and it's all like, we're gonna make every Marvel hero a Disney princess, as much as we can. Really, Thor's a Disney princess, Wolverine's a Disney princess, Blade's a Disney princess. You know, Captain Marvel's a Disney princess. You know, she's been a chick for a while now, but you know, hey, you know, let's still get in on that action. We have Spider-Gwen. You know, it's just like, oh man. So. And probably people are going to be wondering over this video, like, why are you so, you know, why are you being so mean? Why do you care? I just think it's not, I personally think, hey, like I said, being progressive is cool. I have no problem with that. It just seems like it's being progressive for progressive's sake. And it's like, we're going to make equality in the comics a thing just to make more money because the Thor comic sold well where Thor was a woman. And I just that whole thing just bugs me, because think about it, when Martin Luther King and all these other, you know, rights activists were fighting for their rights, they weren't doing it for the money, they weren't doing it for sales, and they weren't doing it to make money off of getting equal rights. They were doing it because they wanted to stop, they didn't want to be persecuted anymore, and they did it. And a lot of them lost their lives doing so. And to just make it something that's just in these comics, that it's just something to make money and to increase sales, just really pisses me off. That's why it's a rant, because it just seems like it's just a marketing ploy by Marvel and Disney. It's just like, we're just going to make everything as politically correct as possible. We're going to gender swap certain characters. We're going to race swap certain quick characters because we want to get higher sales. And it doesn't really seem like it's okay, we're doing it because we really want to be equal. We really want to promote equality. We're doing it because we want the money. And if that's if that's not the case, okay, all right. I'm mistaken, but I doubt it because why else would they go this far with it? Why else would they go as far as having X-23, who was her own character and was fine on her own, just called X-23, and then they just make her the new Wolverine? Why else would they do that unless they're trying to get a piece of that Thor as a woman, Jane Foster Pye? And they're doing that with Blade, and they're doing it with, these other comics, and it's really it's I just think it's gotten overboard. It's too much. It's ridiculous. It's to the point where it's ridiculous. It's almost to the point where it's turning this whole equality thing into a fucking joke. And that's not what it should be. Because that's what it seems like to me. I mean, an Asian Hulk. Oh, fuck it, why not? What's next? You have a transgendered character? Why not? Let's have a transgendered superhero while we're at it. Let's go all the way here. And then, I wouldn't have a problem if they did that for the right intentions. See, that's the problem. I don't think they're doing this for the right intentions. They're doing it just to make money. And people are falling for it and they're buying the comics. And hey, cool. If you like the comics and you've read them and you like these new, like the totally awesome Hulk and Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales Spider-Man comics and the Falcon Captain America comics and all that and so forth and so on. Fine, I have no problem with it. I don't have a problem with people who enjoy these comics or like these changes. I just personally think these changes are being made for the wrong reasons. That they just seem, and there are just too many of these changes. When they happen this quickly, when these are things that took, and some places still have not been able to change for the better, and in the Marvel universe they're happening like gangbusters and happening like clockwork. I mean, that's just kind of cheapens the whole idea of equality and the whole idea of, equal rights to me. It wasn't easy. It wasn't just, hey, let's just make this person black, make Captain America black, or make the Hulk Asian, or do this or that. It, it was harder than, it was hard. And Marvel's just making it really easy. And it just seems like they're doing it just for a quick buck, at least to me. And to me, it looks like it's, instead of promoting equality, it's kind of turning it into a joke and making it kind of like, oh, but PC bra, that kind of stuff. It's just politically correct for the sake of politically correct, no matter if it makes any sense or not. It just seems like, well, we're having a whole series of comics where everyone's a different race, a different character, a different gender, and all the characters you know and love. Well, in this universe, they don't exist. They're replaced. I just, that kind of thing upsets me too. I mean, you take, I don't know, decades, I mean, unbelievable amount of years of continuity, and you just say, fuck it, they're no longer the characters. They're not Wolverine. They're not Captain America. They're not Spider-Man. And we'll have other spin-off alternate universes where you have your classic heroes, but I don't really, that bugs me too. I don't like the amount of these alternate universes that Marvel has. They have way too many alternate universes. And it just seems like an excuse that they can come up with. And hey, your beloved heroes are still alive and still played by the same characters and alter egos that they've been for years in this alternate universe, but in the main Marvel universe they've been replaced. So enjoy that. I don't like that. And as seeing this kind of stuff gives me enough of it, definitely shows me why I quit reading Marvel. And I haven't read Marvel in a long, long time. And I see no reason why I should start reading Marvel anytime soon. And before I end this video, I just want to give you guys some perspective of why I don't like Marvel anymore and I don't read Marvel comics. And that's because of Civil War. Civil War, I thought, was an unbelievably melodramatic, awful series of comics. It just brought out the worst that comics had to offer for me. The whole idea of heroes fighting heroes just did not work with me at all. Killing off Captain America, one of my favorite heroes, just getting him assassinated pissed me off. I don't care if he got brought back later, just the fact that they killed him pissed me off enough that I just was not really in Marvel's corner. The whole idea that Iron Man is now a bad guy and all this shit, and they're choosing sides, and the taking Speedball or Bubble Boy, I think it's Speedball, yeah, and they turned him into fucking Penance, this unbelievably terrible cliche of emo culture. He's Penance. He's so emo that he's got spikes that keep penetrating into his body. I'm like, come on now. It's like the ultimate emo villain, super villain. It was fucking ridiculous. The character sucked. The Civil War sucked. I'm not looking for, and I'm really worried about Captain America 3 because of Civil War. So yeah, soap opera bullshit and all this fucking crap about heroes fighting heroes, choosing sides and shit that I've already seen done in X-Men comics and done better and done in a way that actually makes sense. So Civil War I was done. I was fucking done after Civil War. And I haven't gone back to Marvel since. And it seems like for good reason, because it's got fucking worse. It's just become the PC comics. That's really what they say. It's a Marvel comics. No, it's PC comics. We need to be PC, brah. Politically correct. Politically correct comics. And that's just I I don't agree with that. I don't that bothers me. It didn't bug me that much in the new Fantastic Four that Human Torch is black. That really didn't bug me at all, because I thought Michael B. Jordan did a good job. And if he was black in the comics, that wouldn't bother me at all either. But it might bother me now because it just seems like it's just a common thing. That's the thing. It's not. How could something be progressive if in a comics if it just happens all the time? Then it just becomes as cliched as everything else. And that's what it's becoming right now. Is the politically the equality in Marvel Comics is very close to becoming a cliche, and that's not a good thing. And I also don't like the fact that they're just this PC stuff is happening, and it's replacing other characters. It's kind of the point where maybe the only true Caucasian Marvel character that from the regular canon is the Punisher, and he's mentally imbalanced, and that's just kind of, I don't know, that bothers me. It really does, bugs me. I just don't like change for change's sake. I just don't like that. I mean, there has to be a reason for it, and I didn't think that these other races and these other characters are so persecuted in Marvel Comics that they had to do this. I really didn't think so, because especially with women, you had plenty of strong female characters in Marvel Comics enough as it is. You didn't need to make Wolverine, you didn't have to make X-23 the new Wolverine. You didn't have to do that. You have Jean Grey, you have Rogue, you have all these other, Kitty Pryde, you have all these other strong female characters, Storm, in these Marvel comics, especially in X-Men, that you don't need to do that. Elektra, stuff like that, Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, you already have strong female characters. You don't need to make Wolverine one just because, why not? Because we did with Thor, and it worked out so well. But that's just me personally. I mean, Captain America, I love Falcon, but he's not Captain America. I don't like the fact that they've been dropping Steve Rogers like a hat and then replacing him and then killing him off, then bringing him back, then replacing him and then bringing him back. It's just like, what are you doing? Just Steve Rogers is Captain America. Just let him be Captain America, because that's who the fuck he is. No one else is Captain America except Steve Rogers. They tried to do it with U.S. Agent, and now they're trying to do it with Falcon, and I like Falcon, but he's not Captain America. Winter Soldier, Bucky isn't Captain America either. There's only one fucking Captain America, and his name is Steve Rogers. It's like there's only one Incredible Hulk, and his name is Bruce Banner. And there's only one Spider-Man, and his name is Peter Parker. I mean, yeah, you can change some other fringe characters, and I don't really have a problem with it. I know from Johnny Storm, it didn't really bug me. If they did it in the comic, it wouldn't bug me. But it would bug me a little bit now because it's something that it would just be like, well, we're just changing another character because, we're doing this legacy thing and we need to increase sales, so let's make Human Torch black. That's the thing. I don't like that. I really don't like that. That's a precedence that Marvel is setting right now, at least from my opinion, from what I'm seeing, that really bugs me, that really upsets me at my core. And it's just cheapening the whole idea of equality. And it's just PC for PC's sake, and I know I'm repeating myself, but that's the main thing. That's why it's upsetting to me. It's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of control. And it's just gonna keep getting worse. It doesn't seem like it's not showing any signs of stopping anytime soon. If you're gonna have a new comic series with an all new Wolverine, which is just basically X-23 dressed up as Wolverine, it's not really that all new, and it's not the first time Wolverine had a sort of female Wolverine spin-off thing, because Marvel tried this before in a really terrible comic called Wild Thing. It was Wolverine's daughter, Wild Thing. So Marvel's done this before, but never to the extent as they're doing it now. To the point where they're just making the regular characters, the characters that have been in canon, that have been a part of Marvel's history for decades, they're making them the spin-offs, and they're making these new PC race swap, gender swapped characters the main focus. And that's the thing that I don't really agree with, is pushing the past to the side, pushing these characters that people know and love and have followed for decades, and pushing them aside and replacing them in the main continuity with replacements. And mainly just to try to increase sales. Got to do what you got to do, I guess, because the comic sales are hard to find, hard to get nowadays. But it doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's right. Anyway, I really don't know what to say except thank you for watching this little mini rant. If you guys have any thoughts on this, leave in the comments below. I mean, if you're a proponent of this, cool. If you love this whole idea, awesome. I don't have a problem with that. This is just my thoughts. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys on this. I just think it's gotten out of hand, and I really think that they're missing the whole point of why they should be doing this kind of thing or making these kind of changes. But that's just me personally. And anyway, thank you for watching my this mini rant, and I will see you guys later. See ya.